Okay. Super weird. Super weird. Didn't actually go live. I don't know why it didn't go live when I set it to go live 10 minutes ago. But it did not go live. So I stepped away to go get stuff. Hey there, Sophia. Hi. I was wondering why nobody was here. And for some reason, when I hit my little button to make it go live, everything did what it was supposed to do, except it didn't actually go live. I don't know what happened. All right. So, sorry about that. Clearly I'm having troubles today. Um, so everybody's wondering what the hell's going on, right? So I don't know what happened. That just goes to show always like double check your tech because my tech did not work. So yeah, I don't know why, but anyway, I'm here. Hi. Hello. I see Sophia, of course, and Anita and Ariel. Welcome. Hi, Ariel. I heard that you went out to an in-person writing group the other day. So how did that go? I was super happy to see your smiling face in those pictures. Sophia says, I have been to the dentist and fixing all my issues is going to be cheaper than I feared. Yes. See, this is why I say not to stress out about shit you don't know yet. Because then you stress out about it and then you find out it's not as bad as as you thought it was going to be. And so all that stress was wasted. If I'm going to stress out about something, I want it to be something that is like, I can legitimately be like, damn it, this is not cool. So anyway, I'm so glad that it's going to be cheaper than you thought it was going to be. I'm glad you were brave and you went. Because I know the dentist, and I don't know if it's like this for you, but I know a lot of my friends struggle with going to the dentist. They don't like it, and I understand entirely. As someone who has had tons of dental work, yeah, it's awful. But like, I'm glad you were brave. I extracted a tooth and am in pain. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's still going to be 800 euros. Yeah, that is not cheap. And I'm sorry you're hurting. I hope they gave you good drugs. Ariel said it was fun and my pain meds held up the whole time. Thank God for pain meds, y'all. Thank God. Yay! I'm glad you had a good time and I hope you got lots of good work done while you were there and made good connections. So yay. No, they just suggested paracetamol, which is for people on this side of the pond, is Tylenol, acetaminophen. But it's fading, so I'll be fine. Good. Yeah, that's not fun. Because when I was younger, I didn't have any insurance, and I didn't have dental insurance till I was in my 30s, until I got married. Well, that's not true. I did have a job for a while before I got married where I had insurance. But prior to that, I did not. And so it's always cheaper to take a tooth out than it is to fix a tooth. If you're like, so I had several teeth taken out because it was like $100 to take the tooth out and it was $500 to fix the tooth. And I didn't have $500. So yeah. I hate that, but there it is. I was very surprised to find there wasn't that much to fix though. Apparently I have very resilient teeth. Yay! I love that. The human body is amazing. The human body's amazing at how much it takes care of itself if you let it. So, good. I'm glad that it wasn't as much as you thought it was going to be. Both in terms of the amount of fixing and the price of fixing. So, yay. Good. That's great news. All right. What else is going on? So, since the majority of you in the audience are not American, I will let you know that tomorrow is our Thanksgiving. So, no stream tomorrow because I will be making mashed potatoes in the morning, well, in the early part of the afternoon, and I'm either going to make cornbread today or I'm going to make it tomorrow. I haven't decided. Maybe today. I don't know. We'll see we'll see how I feel after the stream. So yeah, so no stream tomorrow, but I will be back on Friday for our regular Zoom co-working. So that will be a thing this week. So that's what's going on with that. I'm trying to think if there's anything interesting going on. I have not written since last week. I did have a therapy appointment yesterday, which really helped me kind of isolate some of the reasons why I'm struggling so much with motivation. And what I really came to, because like good therapy to me is where they help you figure out your own shit. Like, they don't tell you your shit. They help you figure out your shit. And one of the things, and honestly, I do a lot of that on my own. My therapist loves talking to me because I'm really easy, because I usually figure shit out on my own, like even before I get to the appointment. But the thing that I came to was that because of all this stuff with my husband's work and because of just everything in the world, I feel like I have no control over my life at all. Like, I cannot plan for anything because I don't know where we're supposed to be going. I don't know when we're going to go. I don't know anything about anything. And that's been going on for a year. Next month. Like, in a couple weeks, it will be a year. And so my husband and I last night had a little meeting about it. And part of it for me isn't even just that things are up in the air. It's that there doesn't seem to be any plan to move forward. Like, there is nothing. Like, there's literally nothing. And that doesn't work for me. Leia! Hello, my love! So I'll scroll back and catch up in the chat in a bit. But welcome in. I'm just talking about, my lack of motivation lately and how it is tied to not being in control of my life. So my husband and I had a meeting last night, and he and I have two different outlooks on life. And his outlook on life is, if somebody says you can't do a thing, oh well, you can't do it. My outlook on life is, I want to do this thing. If someone tells me no, I just have to find a different path to it. Right? So we talked a little bit about that, about having like a backup plan if his work says, no, we are not going to facilitate you moving. So we talked a little about that, like, but he gets very hung up on, I can't move without a job. And I'm like, you're right. But this is not the only company in the universe. And he's like, yeah, but I'm 60 years old. And I'm like, yeah, but don't select yourself out without even trying. Right? So we got, I love you too. Yay. So yeah, so we had to talk about that, and we had to talk about, like, and it's not just the move stuff. It's everything, like my country being on fire and like it's everything. But there are certain things I can't control. I cannot control the fact that my country is becoming an authoritarian regime. Like, I can do things against that, and that's fine, but I personally have no real power myself to just like fix it right away, right? So like there's a limited number of things I can do with that. But the other pieces of my life, I feel like I should have more control over. So we had that talk last night, and I'm feeling better about it. And I feel like we at least have some sort of plan to move forward, however that ends up shaking out. So that's what's been going on with me, y'all. All right, let me scroll back and see what people are saying. Let's see. Sophia says, I'm considering getting a blender during Black Friday sales, but also despise the fact that we have Black Friday sales when we don't do Thanksgiving, so I'm undecided. I feel like you should just take advantage of shit you can take advantage of in that regard. I personally am only doing very, very... I'm not doing Black Friday in the big box stores as much as possible. Like, I'm not buying Christmas gifts this weekend or whatever from big stores. If I need to get stuff from big stores, I'm going to wait until after all the Black Friday nonsense is done and the Cyber Monday stuff, because, and again, like, I am trying to find alternatives other than like Amazon and Walmart, which I never shop at Walmart, but Target, who we're not shopping with. Um, and, but there are certain little things that I'm gonna have to get. Like, there's only one real thing I'm waiting for Black Friday sales, and this is gonna sound so dumb, but this is like Peacock streaming. I don't want to pay $100 for a year, so they usually have like, you know, $40 for the year or $30 for the year. So that's literally the only thing I'm actually looking for at Black Friday this year. So, all right. I usually don't shop. I do the opposite. Yeah. Ariel says there's a local romance meeting every other month. I'm looking forward to attending those if I'm able. That's awesome. Yay. Yes, and I agree with Sophia. Leia says, I propose moving to Mexico or Canada and forming a TWT compound. Yeah, but we're going to Europe for that. We're gonna do that in Europe. We're not doing Mexico or Canada. Sorry. We're gonna do that in Europe. Ariel says, I'm in the middle. I don't like limitations, but I let my own fear of the unknown get in the way. I get that. Sophia says, shopping for blenders is tough, though. I'm not looking for just a smoothie maker, and most product info only talks about smoothies. That's goofy. Like smoothie, like, that, you do so much more with blenders than smoothies. Doozy Squimps, good morning, my friend. Glad you could join us today. Leia's like, sold, Europe or bust. Yes, that is the entire thing. That is the entire thing. Ideally, what I'd love to do is go over there and buy, like, a bed and breakfast type thing that has, like, a big house, maybe a couple little guest houses, you know, and just, like, do writers' retreats, like, all the time. I mean, give myself a break every once in a while, but mostly do writers' retreats all the time. So yeah, that's my ultimate goal. That's going to take a while, though. I can't even fucking get over there because of my husband's work. So, all right. I know, doesn't it sound awesome? I would love to do that. I feel like I have the personality for that, too, right? Not necessarily the cooking for everybody. I'd have to hire somebody to do that. Although I can do it, I don't want to do it. So yeah, I feel like that would be great. All right. What are y'all working on? It's the big question. Leia's like, I can cook. Okay, you're hired, Leia. Come on over. Come on. Cook together. Make it a thing. Yes, we can absolutely do that. I just don't want to be responsible for it. That's really what it comes down to. I don't want to be responsible for that piece. So, if Leia wants to do it, Leia, you're hired. You're not going to get paid nearly what you're getting paid now. Sorry. And I don't know how Duke and Kid are going to feel about that either. So, yeah. All right. So what's everybody working on? Actually, the first sprint, I haven't eaten yet today. So, because I'm an adult, I'm going to have a Lunchable. And it has chalky chip cookies in it. I specifically got the one with the chocolate chip instead of the one with the Oreo-like cookie because those always make my teeth black. So, Doozy Squimps got to their monthly 30,000 word goal yesterday. Holy shit! Good job. That's amazing. I love it. Good job. So trucking on in the hopes of getting 40K before December. I got all my fingers crossed and I have faith in you, my friend. You got this. Anita's still working on book 2 of The Obsidian Blade and looking forward to writing the scene where the villain dissects a live person. Okay, that's gonna be awesome. I mean, it's gonna be awful, but it's gonna be awesome. Let's see. Ariel's taking a break since she's been cleaning all morning. All right, so you're gonna read a little bit? What are you gonna do? Let's see. Yes, and Sophia, I agree. Doozy Squimps has many days left, as the rest of us do as well. Leia said, this is the first day of my sabbatical. That's so exciting. That's why you're here. I love that you're here. I'm doing a scene by scene plot analysis. My goal is to get 3 done today. That sounds good. That sounds excellent. Ariel is gaming. Cool. Cool. What are you playing? I mean, not that I'll know what it is unless it's like some big name or one of the dumb little ones that I also play because I play dumb games. Like, I play games that I have no stress levels to them at all. Like, I do not do first person shooters because that feels super stressful. I don't understand what the appeal of that is. Um, and I do building games that I have no. I'm playing Love and Deep Space. See, I don't know what those are, but they sound like they're probably more like it's probably more like what I play cuz yeah. All right. So, let's get into it. Let me get over here to my cute little you see she's oh, I forgot to decorate. I forgot to redecorate this room. It's still got the Halloween decorations. Whoops, forgot about that. Oh well. But she's cooking. My little chick is cooking, and I have our little pot spirit here. But she's cooking because tomorrow's Thanksgiving. So I got 20 minutes on the clock. I'm going to go off camera so that I can eat my lunch without you guys seeing that mess. But then I'll come back and I'm going, since I haven't written anything on the story since last week, I'll go back and I'll reread some of it, to get back into it. All right. Oh, y'all ready? I got 20 minutes on the clock. Let's get into it, y'all. Here we go. Okay, y'all, that's a timer. How do you guys do? So, let me find my thing I'm looking for. What am I looking for? Sorry, I'm getting slightly sidetracked. I'm trying to find. What is this? No. Ah, there it is. Oh, it's already up high. Okay. All right, sorry about that. Okay. How did you guys do? So I ate my lunch and then I went to go work on my next thing and I couldn't find one of the scenes that I knew I had started. I remember. You remember I was working on the description of her apartment and y'all know how much I hate doing descriptions. And I'm like, I know I fucking wrote that. I know I wrote it. And I could not find it. And I'm like, where is it? And then I realized that I had accidentally started a new document in the research, like the notes section. And I remember thinking, oh, I didn't mean to do that. And I thought, I'm not going to send it to the trash. I'll just let it sit here because at some point I'll have some idea that I'll need to put in here. So what I didn't realize is that that's where I wrote my fucking scene. So I found it and I moved it where it was supposed to be. So crisis averted. So I was just rereading that bit, and it's a pretty good description. So I'm really glad I found it because y'all know how much I hate doing description. So yeah, so I was reading through when the timer went off. All right. Let's see. Sophia wrote something, but is still dealing with the radio quiz show, and it's actually hard to find good questions. Is it like a trivia show? Doozy Squim says, planning Christmas gifts. I need to get my husband new boots, but his are so worn that the size has completely worn off. Well, you should be able to get, like, other shoes that fit his feet that have, like, his size should be the same. Because men's stuff is very standard. Like, it's women's stuff that is all over the place. That, like, has no actual measurements associated with the sizes. So, Anita says, my evil doctor started his work. 179 words. And they were bloody words. Yay, Anita! Ariel says, I played for a little and got annoyed with it because I can't get past a hard level. That's why I don't do a lot of, like, fighting games, because I get super annoyed if I can't get to the next level. Yeah. Like, the whole idea that people play a game all the way to the end like that, I'm just like, yeah, I get bored. Like, if I get frustrated with it, if I've tried it over and over and over and over and over again and I cannot get past it, I get frustrated, but that also makes me bored with the game. So I usually just walk away. I have so many games I've never finished. Like, almost all my games I've never finished. So, let's see. Doozy Squim says he wears a single pair of blunt stones and the steel toes that are currently on his feet at work. He's very particular. Yeah, my husband only wears the same shoes too. He really does. Like, I've tried to buy him, like, he'll have sneakers, he'll have slippers for around the house, and then he has, like, these slide-on kind of loafer type leather shoes or whatever. That's literally all he owns. He owns several pairs of the leather ones because he will wear those the fuck out. So when we find a pair that fits him really well, I usually buy an extra pair. But yeah. But I think I need to take a break with some writing now. All right, that sounds like a good plan. Sophia says, honestly, I get nothing out of completing a game. I just like playing. Same. I am much more about, like, learning the new things in the game. But I don't want to have to keep track of shit. Like, my husband plays, when he plays a game, he almost always has some sort of spreadsheet that tracks, like, if, you know, what kind of crafting he needs and what everything takes to make the things he needs, or which weapons have what thing, or, you know, or whatever. Like, he always has, like, extra documentation. And I'm like, it's a fucking game. If I need extra documentation, then it feels like work. Ariel says, I get that it's a mix of different genres, but I just want to get to the romance story. Valid. That is valid. Sophia says, well, I do like spreadsheet, but that's part of the fun of playing for me. I also like spreadsheets. I do. And I'm not averse to keeping track of information, but if I have to have a lot of lines or in my spreadsheet, or if I have to have a bunch of different tabs, then it's just like, because then I don't feel comfortable. Like, then I feel like I can't quit if I want to quit because I put so much effort into it. It's weird. My brain is weird. Um, Ariel says fighting robots is fine, but I want to get to the part where I meet the Devil King. Yes! That's the interesting piece. Sophia says I've been trying to learn databases, but not having much success. Yeah, Notion is what I usually use. You can create relational databases. I don't know a whole ton of programming, but the cool thing is that other people do. So I can, if I need something to happen, like an if then statement or something within one of the databases, I can usually find it somewhere online, or I can find it online, like something similar, and then adjust it to my needs. But I don't really do a lot of that. I mostly use it to just like keep track of information and things that need to be done and stuff like that. I'm using LibreOffice. Okay. Okay. Well, with Notion, it's not really database. I'm assuming LibreOffice has a thing that is like Microsoft's Access, which is a database program. And Notion isn't quite like that because you don't have to really do anything special to set up a database, and you don't have to use databases. You can just use like tables or whatever. So Leah just sent me a text. Hi, Leah. Apparently, she's having trouble now talking in the chat. Leia, try refreshing. I know you probably have already tried, but you may need to either refresh or close your browser down and come back, or whatever you're using to access. Sometimes Twitch is twitchy. There's a reason it's named what it's named. Let's see. Yeah, it's just called Base. Yeah, and Notion, like, you can set up a database really easily, so like you don't have to learn the nuts and bolts of the back of it, unless you want to. So, yeah, but I find it very useful, especially in trying to keep track of things that intersect, so yeah. Anyway, all right, but we're going to get started again. I'm going to continue reading this, what I wrote and newly found again. I did get to update my sheet though with how much I've actually written that day, because I couldn't figure out why I didn't record. So the day that I wrote that scene, I didn't record my writing. And because Scrivener has this function where you can go back and like look at what you wrote every day, and it'll divide it between draft stuff and other stuff. And so and I couldn't figure out why it kept telling me that I didn't write anything on the draft, and I wrote like several hundred words in other places, and I'm like, what the hell? I know I wrote. So I ended up just making up a number, and I was about 50 words off. So yeah. So I fixed that in my spreadsheet as well. Okay, but I'm going to get back into it. Y'all get back into it. I got 20 minutes on the clock. Here we go. Okay, y'all, that was the sprint. How did you do? How did you do? I got sidetracked trying to figure out why Leia can't comment in the comments. I have not found any resolution to that. And but I know she's troubleshooting, so hopefully she'll be able to figure this out. I don't know why she can't post. Super weird because she was able to post before and now she's not able to post. I don't know. But she said she can see and hear me, so hi Leia, we're so sorry that you have been silenced. Juicy Squibs got 303 words! Yes, yes. I did get back into my manuscript. I got about 100 words. So my goal is 500. If I meet that, I will up it to 750, and we'll see how far we can get. Sophia finished the scene by deciding she doesn't need to include all the questions and can just give the score before the last one. Absolutely 100% valid. Yeah, and you know, that would be a boring part probably anyway, unless some of the questions were relevant to your you know, story. So, Anita says some slice and dice. research into where the liver is located and words written. Excellent. Yes. Sophia sends, or not Sophia, I'm sorry. I just saw Sophia's post, but Leia sent me a text and she says, "Hi, no one puts Go-Go in a corner." Yes, I will never let them put you in a corner. Sophia says, the thing is, back and forth is full of fun banter. Absolutely. Sure. You can still show the fun banter without having all the questions, though. So yeah. That's fun, though. I love it. I love it. Alright. We get a little break. I could probably top off my tea, and I know I definitely need to hit the restroom. So, Ariel says, no words, just looking for deals on washi tape. Girl, get washi tape from Temu. Get washi tape from Temu. It's going to be way less expensive. Sophia says it's also just the first draft. Right, so you're going to change that all up later anyway. Sophia says, please don't shop at Temu. Yeah. The problem is that there's like a 500% markup on it when it comes into the US, when they sell it at US places. Stuff that you can get in Japan or China for like $1.50 costs like $8 or $9 here. So, yeah. All right, but let's take a break. We're going to take 5 minutes. If you need to get something to eat, something to drink, Sophia has very valid points. If you need to get something to drink, something to eat, you need to use the restroom yourself. This is a perfect time to do that because we're all going to take a break. I mean, you don't have to take a break, but this is the time we usually set aside to do that. If you've been sitting this whole time, please get up out of your chair, stretch your body a little bit, move around, get your circulation going. It'll also help when you sit back down to do more work. First reminder, if you have not as yet taken your meds, and you should have taken your meds by now, take your meds. I've still got 5 pills to take. Weird. I should have 6. No, because never mind. I took 1 pill out of my thing. That's why. Yeah, Temu has a lot of rip-off artists. What you order isn't always what you get. 100%, absolutely. Yeah, no, I agree. Like, there are certain things, especially if something gets popular, there are things that I've gotten there that weren't super popular when I got it, and it was really good. But then if I try to go and get another one, it's all shit, and I cannot find another good one. So yeah, no, I agree with you. Yeah, that's enough of a reason to not shop anything from there. It absolutely is. It absolutely is. I still shop there for some things that I cannot get elsewhere. Ah! Leia! You did it! Leia is back! Did you figure out what happened? Let us know what happened. Yay, you're home. We missed you. Wait a minute. Let me. Okay, there you go. You got your crowd. You got your crowd. No clue. Tested a different account. Yeah, that is a different account. I wonder if somehow you were flagged as suspicious, because that's the only thing I've found is that Twitch itself can like kind of shadow ban you like that, and I don't know why they do that though. James, hello and welcome in, my friend. You were just in time for the first break. Great timing. Great timing. So, welcome in. Let us know. I'm assuming you're doing day job today. We're about to go take a break. So, if you haven't taken your meds, James, take your meds. All right, let me put 5 minutes on the red clock. I'm going to step away. James is like, yes, I need a break. Juicy Squimp said, yes, I was randomly banned from someone's channel even though I'd just watched a couple times and never commented. Yeah, and I didn't do anything. And on my side, like, it doesn't look like there's nothing wrong with Leia's account. Like there's no ban, there's no warnings, there's nothing on my side. So it's got to be something with greater Twitch. There's so much wrong with me, but there's nothing wrong with you, my friend. You are perfect. All right, let's take a 5-minute break. All right, I got 5 minutes on the clock. I'll be right back. I'm gonna play some music, and we'll meet back here in 5. All right, I'm back. See, I have my robe on. I'm a little chilly. I'll probably be hot in 10 minutes and we'll take it off again. So, because my body no longer knows how to regulate its temperature. So, that's where I am right now. But it's super cute though. Look. Pink. How about that? How about that? All right. James is happy to report Rosie the kitten has passed her animal control inspection and is free to wander around the cabin. Yay! So happy. Rosie's so cute. So cute. Oh, that is really loud, y'all. Jesus fuck. Let me turn that shit down. Let me find that. Way too loud, little timer. Way too loud. All right. Shall we get back into it now that Leia has joined us again and I don't have to spend time trying to figure out how to get her back in? Not that I helped with that at all. But yeah, so I'm actually going to write some words. So I'm at a point where my main characters are in the apartment, which is the first time Tavi has been in there. Tavi's a secondary character. And Dell just had a drink. And she offered one to Tavi, and apparently Tavi doesn't drink. I didn't know that about Tavi. And then Tavi is looking at the bookshelf, and Dell is about to get the book out of her satchel, where she put it when they brought it up to the apartment. So, that's where it is. Okay. James says that Rosie was a good girl. Ariel said, I finally got a discount code for Scrivener, so I'll be buying that today. Yay! Did you, oh yeah, what discount code did you get? Yeah, with Nano gone, I wonder what they're doing in terms of giving out the 50% off discount. Scrivener is so worth it. It's worth more than they charge, so any discount is awesome. Leia says, lol, you cared, that's all that mattered. I did care. I do care when my friends can't make it into my stream. Oh, there's a Black Friday code. Excellent. You may want to wait until Monday, see if they have a Cyber Monday code. I don't know. It'll probably be the same. But yeah, it's great. Either way, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. Like whatever discount you get, it's already worth more than they charge. So, yes. On my YouTube channel, I've got a quick, quick start with Scrivener. You can find it on my YouTube channel. So, oh, and Pro Writing Aid's Novel November has a Scrivener discount, I think. Oh, that's a good thing to check. I want to double check that right now. Let's see. PWA Novel November. Let's see. Rewards. Apparently, oh yeah, no. Hang on. All right. Let's see. Proudly supported. How does it work? Mentors. Yeah, they're really trying to fill the nano space. Goals. Tools do I need? How does it work? It doesn't say anything about what. There. Let's see. So Anita says that one is 20% off. Oh, it's through Kindlepreneur for sure. I don't see it here though. I don't see Scrivener. Oh, there it is. It's further down. I was just in the top part. Ooh, they've got 20% off book cover designs too on Miblart, which also is get covers and the other one. There's another one. Oh, Plotter. Ooh, Plotter is 50% off. That's a good one too. Publisher Rocket. 30%, $30 off. Scrivener. Oh, this one is 25% off. So the Black Friday deal is better than the PWA deal. So yeah, they got a lot of good stuff in here. I'm just looking through it, y'all. Miscellaneous, generate press, perf matters. Ah, SiteGround. It's one of my hosting uh things. Let's see. The Right Stuff Writers Conference. Cool. Those are some good deals. Excellent. Um, PWA is really good for particularly proofreading, finding echoes, finding repetition in your sentence structures. You can use you can use PWA. They've got an online version that is free, but you have to paste stuff in. So you can just take, a couple paragraphs of something and put it in there, and then you can go through exactly different things you can do with it. I bought a lifetime subscription to PWA because, yeah, I use it as my, like, after I do my own revisions, and I'll run it through PWA, and then I'll do beta. I'll do my beta revisions, and then I'll run it through again because things change, right? So I was also looking at the MailerLite discount, but don't think I'm ready for that yet. You can use almost every single one of the mailing list things can you can use in at your where you are in your journey in your career. Is you're very early in the creating a newsletter. All of these have a free version. Sign up for the free version. Like, sign up for all of them and just see which one works better for your brain. Um, so Leia says, nice info. Thank you. I will try it. Absolutely try it. They've also added an AI component, but it's not, it's not necessary. Like, they don't force you to use it. So yeah, I like PWA. I really do. I never used Grammarly, so I don't know how they compare or anything, but my understanding is they're relatively similar. All right, but let's get back into it. I've been yakking for a minute. So I've got 20 minutes on the clock, y'all. Let's get into it. Here we go. Okay, y'all, that's the sprint. How'd you do? I got about 170 words. I did some adjustments to the description, um, and moved a couple little things around because things were a little bit out of order, and I like it better now. So, and then I added some words. So I got about, what did I say? 100 and, what did I say? I said something. What did I say? 170 words. That's what I said. So now I'm getting to the point where she's about to start looking at the grimoire, which she will initially think is just a captain's log. So, now the fun part. How'd you guys do? Let me know in the chat. How did we do? Let's see. Anita says a character died and was fed to the Undines. Yes. Now I have to research how to grind up his liver. Well, I would imagine it's like grinding up any kind of meat, any kind of dense meat. So, James is over there fixing things. We like when things are fixed. It's true. It's true. So, how did everybody else do? Ariel and Leia, assuming you can still talk to us. Doozy Squimps, how did you guys do? Ariel says, I took a shower. Ooh, girl, you're fast. And switched some laundry. I think I'm ready to take a shot at revisions for my first work in progress. Yes! I'm so proud. Yes, you've got this. You've got this. Anita said, this is the Renaissance. I need to know what they use to grind meat. That makes sense. That makes sense. Although, I imagine they still had, like, you know, a grinder. Like, a hand crank grinder. That's what I would think. I'll be interested to hear, like, what you actually discover, though, and I feel like I need to know. I don't actually need to know, but I feel like I need to know. You know, just between us. All right, Leia, where are you? Leia, how did you do? Dizzy Squim said, ugh. Okay, I'm back from stupid work conflicts, but you're back. Yes, you're back. That's what we like to hear. So, glad you could join us again in this non-day job environment. Okay. Leia says, haha, I'm halfway through analyzing one scene that introduces the villain. I've gotten through narrative purpose, arc progression, tension and conflict review, theme, and awe factor analysis. I love you so much. You are such a fucking nerd. I love you. Such a fucking nerd. Like, I feel like you love the fact that you can take pieces, like you can like take things apart and like figure out exactly what's going on with them. So yes, you are such a big fucking nerd. I love you. Yeah, right, James? I love me good nerds. Hush you. Honey, make me. Come on. Come on. Come get me. Ariel says, I've learned how to take quick showers since dealing with a bad back. That makes sense. I have to be quick before pain sets in. That makes total sense. When I was in college, when I was with my first husband, we had this cute little duplex that we lived in. And it had this little bathroom that had like an old cast iron clawfoot tub, which was awesome. But we only had one of those little water heaters. So you had like 9 minutes. You had like 9 minutes to get your shit done. So I learned how to take a quick shower then. Luckily, I don't have to do that as much anymore. So, James says, Leia has her own sonic screwdriver to take all the things apart. Yes. I want to go in her TARDIS, though. Leia says, I'll show you when I'm done, James. It might give you a headache. Yes, Leia is definitely a fellow Chaos Goblin. It's true. A 20-minute shower is a quick shower. I love y'all. Y'all are so fun. Okay, shall we get back into it? I got more words to write. Yeah, I got more words to write. Okay, 20 minutes, y'all. 20 minutes. We got another 20 minutes to work. Here we go. Okay, y'all. That's that sprint. We're about to have another break. But how did you do? I got some writing in. I got 216 words. So I'm only 14 words away from my 500 word goal for today. Although we will bump it up to 750 and then see what happens. So yeah, so this is kind of a fun little scene. So I've finally gotten them both to they're sitting on the sofa, they have the book out, and it takes a second, but Dell realizes there's something embossed on the front. And so Tavi does this thing with her fingertips and then does this to look through, and then she holds it over to Dell, who then looks through and realizes that Tavi can create what is basically a scrying lens with her fingers, which is something that she's never seen before. So she's a little astounded at that, and then she's about to look at the cover of the grimoire through a magic lens, basically, which will show her the actual sigil that is on the front of the book. So this is going to be her first clue that this may have something to do, like this may be a magical book. I mean, she already knows it's a magical book, but because it has bound to her, but she's kind of going through the process of figuring out where it comes from. So that's where we are. It's very exciting. All right, James is almost done rebuilding this stupid thing. Stupid work thing. Anita says the meat grinder wasn't invented until the 19th century. I didn't know that. So it was mincing and grinding in a mortar and pestle for the liver. How does that happen? Like, it just kind of mushes it down to a mush, I would imagine. I imagine you could cut it up, but then, like, yeah, I guess that's really what ground is, in a way. It's like mushy, so, ugh. Leia says, not as much progress on my analysis as I'd hoped, because reviewing the escalation elements in this scene revealed some chronology gaps that I needed to work through. Still trying to figure out that mess, but I'm glad to deal with it now. Yay! I love that. Good job. Good job. Ariel says, I made some changes to my reverse outline and realized I need to read my draft again to help me map out scenes. Cool. And the cool thing about Scrivener is that when you start using that, you can, after you write a scene, you can write, it's got like a little, basically what is a 3x5 card that is associated with that piece of writing. And you can just like write that down. So basically, if you make sure to do that as you're writing, when you're done, you can go to the outline view and you can just, your reverse outline's already done. So that'll make life easier. Anita says, you mince it with a specialized knife and then pulverize it. That is fascinating. I fucking love history. This is what I like about history. Like, I don't care about, like, the dates of battles. Like, obviously I need to understand when things happened in a timeline, but I don't care about the exact dates or whatever. What I always find and have always found interesting is people's stories and how people, like, survived in their environments, you know, whatever that looked like, whether that is like, you know, Renaissance Verona, or whether that is like, you know, ancient Egypt or whatever. I just find it really interesting how people do things and how they interact with each other. So, let's see. So, Ariel says, nice. Also, I can't get it until Friday because that's when the Black Friday discount is active. Of course. That makes sense. That makes sense. So, but that's going to be awesome. I'm so glad you're getting that. It is so useful. All right. We get a little break. I'm okay on tea, but I do need to step away for just a minute, but I should be back well before our 5 minutes are up. I can't believe it's 2:15 already, y'all. Okay. So if you need something to eat, something to drink, you need to use the restroom. Again, this is the time we set aside to do those things if you'd like. Final reminder, If you have not as yet taken your meds, and you should have taken your meds by now, please take your meds. And if you've been sitting this whole time, get up and move your bod. That's what I'm going to go do. Go move my bod. So, all right. So I have put 5 minutes on the red timer, and I will be right back, y'all. Okay, just jamming out to the music. Hey, Valerie! Welcome in! How are you doing today, friend? What's going on in your world? Are you ready for Thanksgiving tomorrow? Pretty sure you're American, right? So, yeah. I'm really glad that I'm back to writing, y'all. I have no idea if I'm going to be able to keep it up, but I'm really glad I'm back. It's making me feel better. I need to remember that. Oh. All right. Valerie, what you working on today? Are you working on day job stuff? What's happening? James says, me too. It makes my heart so happy to see you writing again. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know that you've ever known me when I was writing. So I don't know if you can say again. I feel like I have not been writing since I've known you. Like, I've written some things here and there for sure, but like, I have not written with any seriousness in a very, very long time. So, yeah, there's a timer. Our break is over. Our break is over. All right. That just means we got to get into it. This next round, I am going to be able to check off my list that I got my 500 words today, but I'm going to keep going and we'll see how it goes. Ariel says, being creative is best thing to do during these hard times. Yeah, but it's just really hard to do, right? You know, it's hard to pull yourself to that. James says, I mean, I've read evidence that you did at one point right, so again, might count. Yeah, I mean, I have written some things, but I haven't written on any of my books in years at this point. Not anything substantive. And while this is not one of my projects that I should be getting done, it's at least something that makes me want to write. So that's a good thing, right? That's a good thing. So yeah. Yeah. And my husband will be proud of me too. We'll see how that goes. I'll let him know that I wrote 500 words today once I actually write these, you know, the next 14 words or whatever. Although last night at our little meeting, we did decide where we want to go. And I would like to go in the northwest of Italy, around the Genoa area, because that looks really, really pretty. And it doesn't look like it gets too hot or too cold. I also love my husband, although he gets on my last nerve, as you well know. But, yeah. Oh, you had the stream muted, and there I was talking so nice about you, Valerie. You totally missed it. How are you doing today? What are you working on? So, yeah, so we did decide that that's where we want to go. Genoa, salami and wine. I'll take the salami, you take the wine. Man, that can be spun off in so many dirty ways. So many. All right. James says, well, it makes sense that you do. You have met him. Yes. Yes, I have met him. So, yeah, I don't know if you were in here earlier when I was talking. James, were you in here earlier when I was talking about how we have very, very different ways of looking at goals? Valerie says, day job stuff, but once that's off my plate, I am free to write. Yes, we love that. Well, we've got 2 more sprints of this stream. So yeah. All right. Leia's telling me to settle down. I'm so glad you're here. All right. Let's see. James says no, but it doesn't surprise me, right? With my husband. Yeah. So what I was saying is that we had a little meeting last night for various reasons, but one of the things that came out of it is, and this is something I knew about him already, but like when I have a goal, I'm like, okay, there's my goal. And this is probably the best way to get there. But then if a roadblock gets thrown in my way, I don't just be like, oh, can't do it and sit down. I'm like, all right, let me hang a right and see what I can find on the other side, you know, or let me go this way, or let me try to figure it out in this way, or let me adjust my goal a little bit so that I can then get around this boulder and get to it, right? And he is not like that. So like when we were talking about, well, what if my work says no? He said, I feel like they want to say no, but they don't want to say no. And I was like, he said, and then we can't go. And I'm like, well, no, it's not that we can't go. It's that we have to find a different way to go. And he's like, I can't go without a job. And I said, I'm not telling you to go without a job. And he's like, but I'm 60 years old. And I'm like, I understand that, but don't like count yourself out without even trying. You know what I mean? So anyway, there are different, you know, options we have. And, you know, he can get his resume out, but he can also, like our brother-in-law, well, my brother-in-law, his younger brother, the one who just sold his business, he is in IT. He is in programming. So like, hello. Anyway, so yeah, so we talked a little bit about that. and about different ways we can achieve the goal we want to achieve. So anyway, let's see. Valerie says my sciatica is fine for now. It can allegedly come back at random, but I'm good. So glad you're good. So glad. James said I get my Dilligaff from my mom and would just say fuck it and do it anyway. Yeah, but it's hard to do that when you don't have any money. I mean, not that we don't have any money, but you know, still. Um, Ariel says sciatica can come back and it's annoying. I have sciatica from a herniated disc, so I completely understand how annoying it is. Didn't realize I used annoying twice. And that's what PWA can help you with. Pro Writing Aid can help with that. James says, oh yeah, I know, but that never stopped her. Yeah. Yeah. But, you know, anyway. But also, you know, if we can get over there, we will be in a better position because healthcare will be way less expensive. And, you know, cost of living is a lot less expensive. Like, I saw some really nice, you know, apartments that were like $1,000 a month. And that's like 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom with 2 bath, you know, some of them furnished. And I'm just like, yeah, we can do that. So, James says this is the same woman who pitched a tent in the backyard because she refused to move back into her parents' house but wanted my sisters to have a roof over their heads. I love this. I love this. I love your mom. I wish my mom was more like that. Yeah, no clue what I have wrong with me that caused it. Ugh. Sciatica is such, like, I have so many people I know who've had that. So I know it's really rough. I'm sorry. But, shall we get back to work? All right. Well, it's almost 2:30. Normally I just do one long sprint, but I think we'll do 2 regular size sprints. Or maybe one 20-minute sprint and one 15-minute sprint or something. We'll figure it out. All right. I got 20 minutes on the clock. Ooh! Anita's feeding the dragon. James says my mom was beast mode for sure. I don't know of anyone who successfully told her no. Nice. Love a woman who knows what she wants. So, all right, 20 minutes, y'all. Let's get into it. Here we go. Yup. That was the sprint. Sorry about that. I missed the timer. I was concentrating on things. I didn't get very many words that time. I was trying to work some stuff out, but I. Oh, wait. Okay, that's not true. I did get a bunch of words. Sorry, my bad. I got about. Where was I? I had 482. I'm now at 736. So, roughly, what is that? Like 250 words, maybe? So I'm almost at my next goal, which is 750. So, huzzah! All right, welcome in, Rose. Glad you could join us. How are things? How is stuff? What's going on? How dare you concentrate on things? I know. It's so rare you see that from me. Yeah, I'm actually really happy I am getting work done. This project currently. Oh, I just broke 10,000 words, y'all. 10,002. Y'all, I broke 10,000 words. I did it. I mean, granted, the first like 650 or 6,500 were already written, but still, 10,000 words. So, Doozy Squimps is still dealing with day job stuff. I'm so sorry. Thank you for the bananas, Valerie. Doozy Squim says, oh well, rip my daily word count goal. That's okay. That's okay. You'll have time later today to do a few words. And you always have tomorrow. I mean, I don't know if you're a Thanksgiving person. So maybe you won't. But Rose says, just doing the day job today. Unfortunately, we get to do the day job today. Unfortunately, we get to log off a little early, but there's no definition for how early that means. So log off now. You're a little early. Anita wrote some more words. Excellent. Leia's still working through the timeline. Interested in a tool or platform that helps with timelines. Suggestions? Yes. Aeon timeline. That's it. That's the thing. I don't know if I have a referral code for it, but yes, Aeon timeline is excellent. You can also create multiple timelines, and you can see where they intersect and stuff. Yep, Valerie. Some folks have used Notion. Yeah, a lot of people I think use Notion in the same way people use spreadsheets for it. But Aeon timeline, there's a big learning curve with it for a lot of things, but there's so much you can track. Like you can create a timeline of your character arc. You can create a timeline for, or like a section for your plot arc, so that you know where you're touching on what plot points when, and it's really cool. It's really cool. It's very involved, and so it does take a little bit of learning in the same way Scrivener does. Actually, it's probably a little bit more of a learning curve than even Scrivener, because with Scrivener, if you just want to there's only a couple things you need to know just to start writing. With Aeon Timeline, it can be a little more challenging, but the cool thing is it also syncs with Scrivener. So if you're a Scrivener user, which I think you are, it keeps it up to date in the same way it keeps your, if you keep your Scrivener up to, if you add scenes to your Scrivener, it'll add it to your timeline when you sync them. So yeah. Let's see. Rose says, I have to get this task done before I log off. All right. Get it done, girl. Get it done. All right. We're going to do another quick 20-minute sprint. And during this, I am going to go find somebody for us to raid so we can continue to work. Yeah. So that's what I'm going to do this round. And then I'm going to see if I can break that 750 word goal for today. And we'll see how it goes. All right, y'all. We ready to dig in? Dig your heels in. Let's go. 20 minutes. Okay, y'all, that's it. That's the stream. How did everybody do that round? I ended up with a total of 925 words. I'm very proud of myself, y'all. So, how did you do? How did everybody do? Let me know. So, I'm going to go over the events of the coming week as I know them. Please note that we will have some changes because of the holiday tomorrow here in the US. But tonight, as far as I know, Dalen is still doing his Work It Wednesday at 8 p.m. These are all Eastern Time. 8 p.m. in the Discord. If you're not already in the Discord, though I think most of you are, here is the link to get in. That will be at 8 o'clock tonight in the Sprinting channel, I think, is where he does it. I'm not positive. You'll have to check when you get there. 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock tonight. Usually it's like often brainstorming and stuff like that, but I do know on during this month, because so many people are working on Novel November, he's doing mostly sprints. So tomorrow there is nothing. There's no events going on tomorrow because, again, here in the US, it is Thanksgiving, and those of us who usually do sprints are, you know, hanging out with family today. So nothing, I mean tomorrow. So nothing tomorrow, but if anybody wants to jump in and do some sort of event, please feel free to let me know and I'll add it to the Google Calendar. On Friday, though, I will be back with my usual co-working at 1 o'clock over Zoom. So from 1 until 2:30, we will do 2 30-minute sprints. Then I believe at 3 p.m., Autumn has her Twitch sprints from 3 till 5. And then at 7 p.m., Amelia does her 30-minute writing sprints again. So that goes from 7 till 9 on Friday evening. On Saturday, James, who is I think is still out there in the chat, James does his Saturday Discord sprints from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. Again, that's in the Discord. That is definitely in the sprinting voice channel. Then at 8 p.m., Autumn does her Twitch sprints from 8 till 11. On Sunday morning at 10 a.m., Lisa Raby has confirmed that she is doing her Sunday morning write-in. That begins at 10 a.m. until noon. The event is in the calendar, is in the Facebook group, and she posted the link to the regular chat. Then on Sunday at noon, I will be on This Week in Indies Go Indie Now show, the Go Indie Now This Week in Indie show, and we'll be talking about low fantasy. I believe Sean is moderating, and I believe our friend Anita, who is out in the chat, is going to be there as well. So that is on noon on Sunday on the Go Indie Now network channel on YouTube. Okay. Autumn has her Twitch sprints from 3 until 5. And then at 7 p.m., we have our usual Zoom chat. The event is up in the Facebook group. If you have not as voted, please go vote so that we know what the hell we're going to be talking about on Sunday. That event goes from 7 until 8:30. And yes, Anita confirmed that she is also on the low fantasy panel. We're going to be all up in that low fantasy. All right. Monday, which is December 1st, at 2 p.m., we have Sprints and Meditation with Mr. Joe Compton. And I believe that's Go Indie Now Late Night News Night. I'll have to confirm with him, but I believe it's that Monday at 8 p.m. Unless we're taking December off. I'm not sure. I don't keep up. He just reminds me when I need to be there. All right. Then on Tuesday, we have writing sprints with Amelia at 7 p.m. from 7 until 9, which brings us around to next Wednesday, where we will be doing this again. All right. Anita got 123 words that session for 1,250 total for the stream. Excellent job, friend. Look at us. Go us. All right, y'all. Nobody else has checked in, really? That's it? Nobody else. Nobody else. Rose, Doozy Squimps, Leia, Valerie. None of y'all checking in? None of y'all checking in? All right. We're going to go ahead and raid Starborn Striker. We haven't seen her in a hot minute, so I thought she would be a good person to go hang out with. All right. So I got the raid started, and it looks like she's on a little bit of a break still. So, because she's chatting at the camera, but she's only got a couple minutes left. As always, thank you for being here. I appreciate you motivating me and helping me keep me on track. So, we will see you Friday. Bye, y'all.
Hanging around now, but that's I do have something special planned for over Christmas break. Writer's Troop is here. I didn't go on break, and it was perfect timing.